8 cars in 3 days. Can we buy, transport, fix, clean, and resell 8 cars in under 3 days? Well, that was the challenge this week, and I can tell you right off the bat, we failed. We didn't do it. Did we make some money? Did we lose some money? Well, there were a bunch of complications, and I guess my goals were unrealistic. This is today's video. Let's get going. So hey everyone, my name is Craig from Flying Wheels. Welcome to my Flying Wheels YouTube channel. This week I set a goal for the guys and myself. Could we buy 8 cars, transport them, fix them, clean them, and resell them in under 3 days? Well, if I was going to resell them retail, that's probably unrealistic. There's no way I could get the cars transported and reconned, meaning fixed and cleaned, and then sold retail to customers in under 3 days. I don't think that's possible. But what I did want to do is buy some ugly cars at auction and then resell them at another auction after the process. Now, would we make any money or would we lose any money? That's what I'm going to talk about today. Why didn't we accomplish this goal? It was a lot tougher than I thought it was going to be. If you didn't see the first part of the video, make sure to check it out after this one. I'll show you everything we bought and where we're at thus far. And today I'm going to continue the video and show you why we didn't meet our goals. So I'm going to tell you what happened. You can see the sun's coming up over the clouds over there. I'm heading into the shop early just to see the progress because I really am just excited to see how far they've gotten. After that, I have to rush over to a car dealer that's going out of business. I'm supposed to be buying 50 of his cars. I'm supposed to be buying his entire inventory today, so I'm curious to see how that's going to go as well. So it's 8 a.m. Saturday morning. The next morning, I guess the guys worked late last night. I didn't even know they were staying late. I didn't ask them to stay late, but it shows how great they all are. They stepped it up, and I think they got the job done for me, so I'm gonna head over to the shop before I go somewhere else to go look at progress. Now, you might be asking, Craig, why would you make your guys stay late on a Friday when you wouldn't do it yourself? First of all, we open at 10 a.m. I showed up at 7:30 yesterday morning to get some work done because I knew it was going to be a long day. And also because I knew I had to leave early. And having dinner with my daughter and then skiing with my oldest son and daughter are far more important than me selling a car. So that's why I left early on a Friday. Here's the Trailblazer. Bumpers off. Covered in dust again. Bumpers off. Where's all the water coming from? That's not good. Here's the... Oh, there was a good dent right there. Oh, guys. We have bumpers here that came out pretty good. Wow, those bumpers came out nice. GTO, we have some body work that we did right here. There's a big dent right there. See that dent right there? Now you see it? Now you don't. Follow from... That's ugly. That's an ugly, ugly blend. I told them not to spray in big spaces, and look at the size of that. And then here again we have our Mustang, so we can get to work on this thing again now that all of these projects are finished. So maybe I just set unrealistic goals, I don't really know. GTO we're gonna push off till next week. Trailblazer we're gonna push off till next week, and the F350 we're gonna push off till next week because they can be a lot nicer. No sense in rushing. There's no sense in rushing it when we can make them better for not much more time and then hopefully cash in on that time we're holding off on. Expedition's just about ready for a wash. Avalanche. Look at that. I'm excited for this one because this will be a big difference. Front area of Expedition before. We got some more surprises under the seat. What did you get? Wood, scissors, tape measure. I got some lubricant. Luckily it's auto lubricant. Ah, they were farm people. And it had a crack in the bumper that's getting fixed as well. So you can actually get factory match single stage spray paint cans from a paint store, or Duplicolor makes like exact match to your cars too. If you look up the paint code on the door or the glove box of your car, and then you get an exact match of whatever car you need to paint or whatever color you need to paint. And the Duplicolor you can buy at like AutoZone, Pep Boys, Advance, wherever. So I'm gonna go with a flat black primer to darken the base coat first. And now that we have the darker base coat, I'm gonna try the blue. Finished product. So in the Expeditions, the trunk and the hood are made of aluminum. So every time people look at this when I'm selling a car, you can see this bubble, they go, oh, it's rusty. It's actually not rust. This is aluminum, and they oxidize underneath the paint. So the paint has a reaction with the aluminum, they oxidize underneath the paint, they bubble, and then you have this happen right here where it bubbles all around it and the paint chips off. So customers always look at it and say, oh yeah, it's rusty. It's actually not rusty. It's oxidized. This is aluminum. It's never going to rust. My question is, the new F-150s are completely made out of aluminum for weight reduction. This took like 10 years for this to oxidize. What's going to happen with the new F-150s? Did they fix the problem? Did Ford fix the problem? Or is the entire truck going to oxidize in the next 5 to 10 years and we're going to have these bubbles all over the truck? Peels off in sheets, and you can see the powder that's oxidation underneath the paint. Well, on this Avalanche, all these white spots are sap. It's dried sap. So if you take some goof off or bug remover and you just put them on paper towels and let them soak on there, they'll soak on all of it and then it'll wipe off. You can also take a razor blade to it first to try to just peel off the top layer and then leave the bug and sap remover on top of it to kind of moisten it up, and then it'll just wipe off. Night and day on the Avalanche. This thing's coming out great. We got the Expedition getting buffed. Here's the Avalanche finished, if you remember all that sap up there. But the best part is the interior. Mint. So nice. Yeah, this is a gem now. Out of all the cars we worked on in the past 3 days, this is absolutely my favorite one. The 12 Expedition came out near perfect. We did the steps. The body came out amazing after a buff. We did an inspection. It passed inspection. Look at, here's the after, by the way, if you remember how it looked before. Front area of Expedition before. This seat looks brand new. The car smells like new. This one is my favorite of all the cars we did this week. So we're in the process of cleaning them all. Everyone's working really, really well together. So far, everything's going smoothly. This is the stuff that gets me all hot. I love detailing cars. I have severe ADD. I can't focus on anything, but there's something about detailing cars that I can just focus on. And I think it's that there's so many things going on all at once. It just stimulates my mind and I can focus on cleaning the cars, and I really get the satisfaction of seeing a before and after visually. 11 GMC Sierra. Make sure to remember what that wheel looks like right now. And if you remember how this wheel looked before, here is the after. Yes, that is the same wheel. A little bit of wheel acid, a little bit of Scotch-Brite pad, and some elbow grease goes a long way. And here's the inside. This is why I hate dogs. My wife thinks I'm just a cold-hearted a-hole, but I'm not. It's because I'm the one that has to suffer the repercussions of other people's dogs when they look like this. Progress on the Sierra. You're doing a great job. Whoa! Before, after. I'm gonna give you a quick tip, and I really don't want to sound too much like a used car dealer, but flat black spray paint goes a long way on fabric, carpets, and upholstery. These seats were covered in dog hair and covered in stains. After we shampooed them, there were still some stains in them. We took some flat black spray paint. I don't spray paint the seats, I dust it on. So you basically take it and aerosol it onto the upholstery, onto the carpets, and this is how it comes out afterwards. And the carpets aren't going to be perfect, but they come out way better. And you're basically just misting it on. You don't want a hardened paint surface. You want to just dye the fabric. Spray paint goes a long way. This plow is like a $5,500 plow. On the wheels, I could probably get $800 for. Today, these original wheels are gonna go on, and I'm gonna sell these. I can sell that System 1 ladder rack for around another $400. Even though it has a big dent right here, it really doesn't matter because the truck is pretty solid and I can get great money for it even with the dent. So all we have to do is clean it up and remove everything today. Final clip of the Sierra all finished up. This is about as much as we're gonna do, and it came out really nice compared to the work truck that we brought it in as. I think what we're gonna do to start with this is at least clean it. So you can see how nice the carpets are coming out. This was filthy. I'm gonna use my trusty old tool to clean everything up, like so. And get all the scum and nastiness off it. And then once we know what it looks like clean and buffed, then we can make a better decision from there. I knew this hood was gonna come out nice. Here's just a rubbing compound before and after. So because it was pouring so hard, we had to cancel the auction because you can't photograph all the cars in the rain like that. They're online auctions, so they'll just look awful. It was worth canceling it and pushing it back a day. Someone got a new polisher. Where'd that go? I just saw it a minute ago. Oh, I left it on the table. This thing did all this. Wow, that looks good. Look at that. Oh man, this is so nice. This half versus this half. Before, after. Well, day 3 is a bust. We're here, day 3. It was pouring, literally an inch an hour of rain. It was dumping down in my parking lot, so I had to cancel the auction for today. So day 3 is a bust. So automatically, by default, I lost, I failed. We didn't get to do it in 3 days. I'm still gonna pay the guys, obviously, for the time and a half. They worked their butts off yesterday. And hopefully I can just postpone this a day or two for the auction because the cars aren't gonna come out right with photos in the rain, especially the way it was raining an hour ago. But to look on the bright side, it's not snow. I hate snow. These cars would be covered in snow and ice and I'd be plowing instead of just standing in the rain. So tomorrow we have the auctioneer coming out to try to photograph and put descriptions of all of my cars. We got them all ready. Giving us the extra day actually gave us some time to spend some extra care on all the cars, so they're better than they would have been had we rushed through the day. So now we have some time and we can try to see how we do. So here we are, it is day 4. We actually did meet our deadline of 3 days getting the cars ready, but the rain really pushed us behind. So now we're on day 4. Once the auction appraiser does all his work, it's easy for me. I just have to sit back, let the clock run, and watch all the dealers start bidding on the cars. But we didn't do as well as I had hoped. Everyone spent all their money on Christmas and everyone's waiting for their tax returns. So it's really not an ideal time to be selling, but this is when everybody should be buying, which is why my parking lot is stocked up. So worst case scenario, I have a stocked up, detailed lot of cars that I can sell in a month when everybody gets their tax returns. So let's go to the shop and count our numbers and see how we did. So some of the cars like this Yukon right here and the Ford Escape, wherever the heck that car is, those cars came out so nice and they were actually state inspected the way they came in. That Ford Escape behind me, once we put it on the lift, we found out that it didn't need anything. It passes inspection the way it is, and it's worth well over 10 grand the way it is. Well, at auction, I only got like $6,500. So we're leaving $3,500 on the table when that car is ready to sell retail. So it makes more sense to just list it locally, wait a couple weeks, wait a couple days maybe, and see if we can get a retail asking price for it. The GTO is actually worth a ton of money, and we weren't getting much more than I paid for it, even after reconning, fixing and cleaning it and everything. So that is something that a collector is going to buy and appreciate more than maybe just running it through the auction. But to be honest with you, I really thought I was going to get a heck of a lot more money for this. This week we did end up finishing the Trailblazer SS, so stay tuned for the entire process. This is part of the Ferrari $400 flip, and this one's going to do really, really well for us, so make sure to stay tuned because that is the next video. So we ended up selling the 11 GMC Sierra, the black one. Ironically, that's the one I made the most money on. That one came in just dirty with the dog hair, but it was a Florida car, had no rust, and had 196,000 miles-ish. That one I made like $2,400 on. And then the Avalanche, I could have kept that and sold it, But we made $800 on that one too, so it was worth me selling that one. So we made a grand total of about $3,000 on just 2 cars. Now the other ones were all break-even points. The only one that I would have made a little bit of money on was the Ford Escape, and it would have only been like $300. And after transport costs and recon costs and carrying costs to run the shop, that's really a loss. I can't sell a car for $300 profit, and that's not even a profit. That's gross profit. So after expenses, it's a loss. The one that I really am disappointed in is this one right here. I really thought I was going to do well with this one. The 11 GMC Sierra with 160,000 miles came out really nice. Everybody worked hard, including myself and all the guys. The team worked together. If you watch the 5 Guys platform that we were working for, I would call it a success, but we didn't sell all 8 cars. That is just worth me hanging on to and reselling retail. Now I tried to run them through the auction and I really didn't make any money. So after me doing the work, it wasn't worth me reselling at a loss or to even break even, or even to make $300 isn't worth it for me, because I can make a lot more selling retail, like that Ford Escape, for example. Let's go check it out. But it was only bringing like $6,800. I paid more for that. Obviously it had the plow and the racks and everything, but I paid way more than that. So I need to make a profit off that truck. So 160,000 mile pickup truck, I can sell that easily for 10 grand locally, which means I'll be able to sell the plow separately, the rack separately, the wheels separately, and then make money off the truck. So I'm gonna have to retail that one. I'm kind of just, my hand has been forced and I have to make some money on that one. I can't take a loss on it and then try to sell the plow as the profit. We have this Yukon XL that we're gonna sell. If you remember it before, we did all the body work, sanded it, prepped it, primed it. That's it right now in primer, all here, and then all the way down the dog leg too. So here's what it looks like now in primer. Now, like I had mentioned, retail versus wholesale. Retail sells to the public, wholesale sells dealer to dealer. And us dealers are cheap. We wanna make some money, we wanna profit on the back end, so I don't blame anybody for trying to get the best deal they can, which is what I try to do all the time. So I can't blame anybody. They're trying to get a deal, I'm trying to get a deal, I'm trying to make money, they're trying to make money. So I did make money. I made $3,000 at the very end, and I have 6 cars still that now I can retail and make a bigger profit on. So I would say, even though it's a fail and a loss, it's not a loss, because we made some money. The guys were happy, they got paid extra, and now we have cars that got fixed and cleaned faster and up for sale to make even more money. I hope this video was helpful. I hope this video is entertaining. I appreciate you guys always watching my stuff. You can always buy my merch if you want to help support my channel. I have clothes and hats and hoodies and t-shirts and all kinds of cool stuff. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. If you haven't, what's the deal? Subscribe down below. And do me a favor, one more favor. I've asked for a lot of favors already. Hit the thumbs up button down below. If like 50,000 people watch this video and then hit the thumbs up button, 50,000 thumbs up will boost my algorithm, which will boost my channel views and boost my subscribers, and then I can make better videos for you guys. So thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one when it's that Trailblazer SS from start to finish, back to the $400 Ferrari flip. I'll see you guys all later. Adios.